What's up? In this episode of the Smart Music Business Podcast, I want to talk to you about building out a content strategy so you know what to post on social media every single day to explode your fan base. Let's go. I spent the last 14 years playing over 1,000 shows, touring 22 different countries, and become a top 40 Billboard charting artist. I fired my record label to go out on my own as an independent artist to market and release my own music, selling thousands of albums and millions of streams. The question I always get is, how did I do it without a label and sell even more music? This podcast is here to show you the way. Join me and follow along as I learn, apply, and share marketing strategies to grow my music business and a loyal fan base. So we all want to grow social media followings. We all want to grow a bigger fan base and just, have people buying our music and supporting us and just having this big audience. We want to perform for thousands of people. And you can never despise small beginnings. And I've been really challenged not only to show up for you guys on this podcast 3 times a week, which has been, sometimes it's been hard, just waking up early enough to record this and just to be committed to it. But it's been important, and I've watched it grow and watched more of you join this. We're getting thousands of downloads a month now, and it's just been really exciting. And, I've noticed the same thing with my fan base. When I show up every single day and post, I don't know if you've ever heard me share in my courses or maybe in a video that, on Facebook, you need to be posting at least 3 times a day. And you can always just do that from your Instagram page, and so that it's connected to your Facebook, which could be connected to your Twitter, and so that you're, posting. But I want to encourage you. I know that it feels daunting sometimes, and there's all these social media platforms. You got YouTube, you got SoundCloud, you got Facebook, you got Instagram, you got Twitter. Where are you going to go? Where are you going to post? And the wrong thing to do is to just try and attack them all right away. I really suggest you choose 1 or 2 that are going to be your main platforms, not only to grow your fan base, but also to monetize. Which 2 are you going to use as your strategy to grow your fan base and to monetize? And if I was to say where my 2 strongest would probably be Facebook and YouTube. Okay, those are my 2 jams. Those are my 2 places that I grow. I post on Facebook constantly, and I run Facebook ads constantly. I'm always uploading YouTube videos, which I want to get better at, and I'm monetizing my YouTube and running YouTube ads, okay? And so it's this idea of showing up constantly. And I want to share a story of a really famous girl right now who's just blowing it up. There's a book my wife's reading called Girl, Wash Your Face by this lady named Rachel Hollis, and she has a husband, I can't remember his name, Dave, but she'd been struggling for a long time trying to figure things out and grow her brand. And just because she's not a musician doesn't mean this does not apply, because this totally applies to you and it applies to me as artists. And so she was trying to become an author, and she'd write every day, she'd speak every day. She'd do all this stuff. I think she wrote like 9 books, and she never made like a cent. But she showed up every single day promoting, speaking, even when she didn't have an audience. And now she's sold over 1 million copies of her new book, Girl, Wash Your Face, which is phenomenal. You got to go read it. My wife freaking loves it. And all of a sudden people are like, well, she's like an overnight success and all this stuff. Where did she come from? All of a sudden she's just like everywhere, she's got these huge events, selling all these books. And, her and her husband got like a pretty big podcast, like #1 podcast and all this stuff. And people are just like, she's just overnight success. But they don't realize, like, for years she'd been posting, for years she'd been hustling. For years, her and her husband were showing up every single day at 8 a.m., I think it is, and going live on Instagram and Facebook. Every day for years, no matter what. Sometimes they got their hair done right, sometimes they don't, sometimes they look rough, but they would show up every single day. And some of you I know are saying, well, Eminem doesn't show up every day, Sam Smith doesn't show up every day, or Beyonce, or, any of these other famous artists. And it's like, look, they're already famous because they've put in the hard work. You and I don't have millions and millions of followers yet. So if you want to grow that, you got to start small, and you got to be willing to show up every day. I want to put a challenge out there to you to say, hey, are you willing to post and do a Facebook Live, Instagram Live, or YouTube Live? Don't have to do all of them, but do one every single day to connect with your fans, to hang out, to let them know you as a brand. This is what I've been challenging a lot more in my YouTube Accelerator course, to say that, look, when you're posting online, it doesn't always have to be music, okay? It doesn't always have to be music related. It can be other things. You can connect it to fitness. You can connect it to food, nutrition. You can connect it to spirituality, self-help, fishing, shoes, fashion, whatever it is. You can show up every single day, whatever it is you're passionate about, and still talk about your music a little bit too. But just the fact that you show up every day and you become this brand and you become an authority, and you can, speak life into people. You can encourage people. You can just be there for that person that needs or wants the information that you have. But if you don't show up every day, how is it going to grow? And this is the thing. Artists aren't willing to put in the hard work now so that they can have the results later. They just want it overnight. We all just want it overnight. We just want to put out the one song and everybody love us and da-da-da-da. But no, it's not about that anymore. It's about you connecting and showing up and saying, look, getting serious about shooting YouTube videos, getting serious about your posts and serious about showing up and putting it on your calendar. Look, every day at this time, I'm showing up. For me, for you guys right now, I'm showing up on this podcast 3 times a week. For Manifest, I try and show up every day posting. And the challenge that I'm suggesting to you, I'm doing myself, or I'm going to challenge myself to show up, to go live every single day for 30 days straight. That's my challenge to you. And I want you to email us at support@smartmusicbusiness.com, or leave a review on this podcast on iTunes or YouTube or Stitcher, wherever you're listening, and let me know that you're going to take the 30-day challenge to just show up. And guess what? Maybe you're like, well, I don't know what I'm going to say. I don't know what I'm going to talk about. Who cares? Figure it out. Go watch some other people. Get inspired. See what they're talking about and whatnot, and see what resonates with you. See what you like to watch and just share about it. And just talk. It doesn't have to even be long. You don't have to go for 30 minutes. Go for 5 minutes. Just saying what's up, hanging out, thanking people, letting them know what's going on in your world, what you're struggling with. One of the biggest things that a lot of artists don't understand is people don't want to see that you're perfect and that you got it all together. Okay? People don't want to know that, I'm Manifest, and Manifest is perfect, got a perfect life, because it's not true. We all got issues. We all got things going on. But whenever I share, whenever I'm vulnerable and say, hey, I'm struggling with something like that, I always connect with people on a deeper level. Hey, man, I was kind of feeling depressed the other day and just, need some encouragement. And so I read an inspirational book, or just sharing something I'm going through. People are like, man, wow, he's human too. She's human too. And then all of a sudden we have a connection, because whenever I go up to speak or perform anywhere, I always have written on the top of my thing that people don't relate to your success. They relate to your struggle. I'm going to say that again. People don't relate to your success. They relate to your struggle. And that's why when these famous songs, love songs or whatever songs, when people talk about the struggle and the pain and overcoming it, or just going through it, or that's why those songs tend to just do so well and they're so huge. Well, this is the same thing with your brand. This isn't about having your makeup perfect or your hair perfect or whatever, lighting perfect. It's just about just starting where you're at and you grow into it, because this is the thing. Abraham Lincoln says this: I will prepare and my opportunity will come. You see, you're preparing right now. You're writing more songs. You're showing up in front of your fans. You're performing small shows so you can get ready for the bigger shows, and getting your character ready, getting your attitude ready, getting your songs ready, getting your chops ready, your skills ready, your marketing ready. You're just getting, built up so that when your opportunity does come, you're ready for it. But a lot of artists, they just want it right now. They want all the success right now. But guess what? The success would destroy them. They wouldn't know how to handle it, and then they would lose it. And this is why I say to artists, who want like 1 million Spotify listeners or YouTube subscribers or whatever. Well, if you don't have a plan and you're not showing up now, if all of a sudden you had those YouTube subscribers or Spotify listeners, if you didn't have a content strategy and you're not showing up every day or showing up at least every week, you're just going to lose them all. They're just going to all be gone because you're not posting, you're not creating, you're not consistent. And consistency wins. And it's not just consistent for a day or two. Let's try 30 days. Because if we can get you to 30 days, I believe we can get you to 60 and then to 90. And then we can form a habit. And once, I think it's proven that once you've done something for 30 days or locked it in for a period of time where you're doing something every day, that habit is very hard to break. And it's not, and this is the thing, habits aren't bad. Good habits are great. Like if you have a good habit of flossing your teeth or brushing your teeth every night, that's a good habit. If you have a good habit of recording and showing up for your fans every day, that's a good habit. A habit of just writing every single day. This is my time, I write. And we get these good habits locked in as opposed to bad habits. And I don't know what, maybe some bad habits you maybe need to let go of that are sucking your time. And you might say, oh, I don't have enough time to do that, Chris. I'm too busy. Well, is it okay if I log into your Netflix account and see how much you've been watching? If I parachuted into your life right now and just, seeing how long you're on Instagram, is that cool? Do you think I'd find a couple hours here and a few hours there where you could be spending that time more wisely? So I want to challenge you. Leave a review on this podcast. Let me know you're loving it. Let me know you're going to take the 30-day challenge, and let's do this. I can't wait to hear your results. And just go for it. Just start. It doesn't have to be perfect. Just start. I didn't know what I was doing when I first started writing music. I had no idea. I was terrible, but I didn't care. Nobody's good. And this is what I always say. There's a bee trying to get me. You don't have to be great to get started, but you do have to start to become great. So get started today. I love you. I believe in you. A fighter isn't someone who never fails. A fighter is someone who never quits. Peace. Hey, thanks so much for watching this video. I hope you found it valuable. Make sure you hit the subscribe button below so that you can get the more content that I'm releasing. Also, if you're a struggling artist and you're just trying to figure out this music industry, you want to go full-time with your music, you want to get noticed on social media, or learn how to launch an album, an EP, or just get your music more marketed out there, I want to encourage you to check out my coaching program called Fanbase University. Every single month, I jump on the phone 2 times with my students and I coach them and I teach them how to market their music, how to get noticed, how to handle booking agents, record labels, and just get their music out there. Also, you get access to exclusive training, you get interviews with music industry professionals. If you want to find out more and not do this on your own, not struggle, because I've wasted thousands of dollars on my career and now I want to coach other artists. Check out my program, fanbaseuniversity.com, or click the link below to find out more info.